at 22, which is true. And a couple of years later, I get a tug. And bottom line, there's a lot more to it. I get into that later. Answer was no, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't do that. I had several witness opportunities or give my testimony opportunities through these 30 years, hard-headed much, and I couldn't. I'd get emotional. I mean, so emotional I locked down. I could not speak like I'm doing right now. God literally held my tongue, in my opinion, my belief. I was being called to preach.
When I was first listening to this a second ago,
me standing up
I
here
was
doing
kind
what
of
I'm
watching
doing
the
right now.
preacher. He looked over to see.
I went
It appeared to me he
last,
looked over to see how
November of last
y'all
year,
were
I
reacting.
Talked to the preacher a lot. Went back and forth. He brought up doing a blog, which I had thought about a little bit. So I started that, and I love it. My Bible study goes on the blog. I get to reword and whatever.
I did get a
but
little good
it
stuff,
wasn't
so I
enough.
put it on the blog on the YouTube. Well, the
So I
blog.
started a YouTube channel. My Bible study notes are the YouTube channel, or the blog. That's really not enough. I don't know where God's going. I don't know what he's doing. But he does. And now I can talk in front of people and tell them what God has done for me through me. That is, I used to call it a miracle. I think it's more like I was gagged until I was obedient. And I will say also with it, some of the things that God gives us a little clarity on. And Hillary had talked about this a little bit over those same months coming back from my parents' house. I hadn't said a word about a call to preach at that point. She asked me if I'd consider seminary, which I had, and I just started, but I am going through that now. God will give you support. He will give you the points. He will let you know.
Clarity is what I meant.
I've talked to several here along the same thing. One of the answers that Stephen actually gave me was, if you think it's a calling, it probably is. It's a tough move to make, and like I just said, I've been arguing it for 30 years because I didn't think I had it. Well, we all know God qualifies the called. He doesn't call the qualified, and I promise you, this is not normal for my past. I'm very humbled that he can use me, that he wants to use me. Kind of shocked too. I talk a lot, but it typically not been structured at the very least. God can use you, and he will when you're obedient. You're not obedient, you get stopped. I've got 30 years of being stopped.